Yeah.
May is
Mm.
count as near for the New Year. Okay. The differences between Cornel and Leah is Cornelia and Sari is Cornelia is a part of a group collective. Besides, Sari is a personal artist that works individually. When doing your research, uh, how do you usually doing your research? It must be any differences. You have both differences between the collective type of work and personal type of works, and how do you usually doing the research for your artwork? Maybe Cornell and Leah?
Yeah, I would say we start with a dinner. We try to eat together, and um, it's just like having a quick chat about what is going up in the world or what is going on, and then we are discussing it, what our personal issues, yeah, what our thoughts are about, what we can think, what we can maybe change, where we can give us like support each other to emotional support, or idea of caring community that we should protect, or building an emotionally shelter for a group, for our space. Um, and therefore, it's very necessary for us to like connect or support this idea of friendship, but also this idea of arts and craft. Like when we're doing stuff, it's also easier to deal with it than when we just, there's sometimes it's a circle about your mind, and then it's getting
Hmm.
worse
Yeah.
and worse, and in the end, it's terrible. And so it's good to share your issues, or to share your thoughts, and you can support each other. And maybe this is the start, that we start with, yeah, with having a lunch or a dinner and talking about what is going on.
Yeah, I would say it's sometimes maybe difficult to separate because we are a group of close friends, I would say, and sometimes we just meet each other and we're just hanging out and just talking about what's happening in our lives. And then sometimes I would say, like add like yeah, conversations about the topics and start planning artistic work. And sometimes like you can't really, I would say, separate our meetings from lunch. And then on the other hand, like we really do plan this events like the Slaughterhouse Festival. But on the other hand, sometimes it's like it's very clear separate because then we say like now we have to get work done and now it's like it really is a work meeting. But on the other hand, we often just hang out as friends as well. And it's I think this kind of mixture that you have somebody to talk to and it's like a reference and it's going back and forth and adding new ideas and developing maybe yeah sometimes we can plan this stuff happening and sometimes you can't plan what's happening in a group and that's pretty cool I would say yeah
Okay, thank you, Cornel and Leah. It's pretty much the same with how Sudut Kalisat approach the issue of their artwork. Yeah, sometimes we eat together and talk about stuff, talk about what's going on in the world, in Kalisat, in Jember, and others. And in the other day, we just like, oh, okay, let's go make a exhibition or others or research. Yeah, pretty much the same with the Sudut Kalisat approach. And what about Tari?
I'm really jealous of collective. I mean, I feel alone, so
No, you have
independent.
us. You have
So
us.
yeah, we can be collective. So I mean, I really jealous of collective people. I mean, they can discuss, they can progress with each other, and they can go ahead by other people, and sometimes uh, collaborating and connecting. That is really important to make good art. Now I'm independent, but I'm
Mhm.
helping my husband helping me a lot. And he's really well known about me and my artwork, and yeah, he helping me a lot. He can read a lot of white paper, and he can bring me many places, and he can stay with me at tent. That is important thing to safety. Yeah, this is actually, I'm independent, but I have my husband, and I have some friends that I'm really think good to collective shape is really good way to make good art.
Yeah, yeah. I know that you love to collaborate with
Yeah,
people when doing your artwork. Every exhibition is different. Every art critic is just like uh, come from two brains and trans. Um, what is it? Yeah, it makes the world like more diverse.
yeah. I sometimes feel really feel pain and feel really I need to talk. So I sometimes using chat GPT to talk to
Mm,
discuss about many things. It's not only for art.
yeah. Okay.
So independent, yeah, it's kind of lonely problem. But you can go.
Okay. Sorry, I noticed that when you do your research, you are going somewhere, just like you say before, you always go somewhere, places to places,
Yes.
stay in a tent and doing your photography and others. And sometimes I feel like, is there any difficulty about doing that kind of approach to your artwork?
I really like uh, visit different place, and I really like visit local place, not in the city. I have my home in Tokyo, but I really like move more local place. So that's why I don't feel so much worry. I don't feel so much difficulties to moving nomadic life. And I sometimes I feel really difficult in city in Tokyo because it's too noisy and
Ah,
that is I like more warm place. I mean warm people hot place. I don't say so city is not people warming, but I feel local place have more uh, beautiful community like Kalisat,
mm,
traditional things and festival or and yeah many so local things I really like. That's why I'm moving.
yeah, I see. That's very interesting approach. I see from you, and I don't think that everyone can do that kind of approach. Maybe also the others maybe can be like that. And it's very interesting when you can go somewhere to learn about the new uh, environment and searching about people, uh,
Yeah, I really like
society,
local
yeah,
culture and
local people.
connect with local people and sometimes doing local work like drawing seaweed or kind of things. I really like it to work together with local people. It's different kinds of work from city. So because I'm always working at cities, I mean, it's kind of IT. That's why it's not about art, but I really feel relaxing in local place.
And how does this process shape your uh, kind or specific art ecosystem for yourself?
Specific ecosystem. Uh, so that during traveling, I found something interesting things, and I found something interesting things I digging all books and learning white paper. It's kind of things I'm doing, and also making art like child. I like more playful way, playful way and academic way. I'm trying to both side.
So you always try to combine both uh, have yeah, the fun way of
Yeah,
the artwork and also the academic part of your work.
yeah, and too much academic is not kind of interesting. You know, it's be boring. Too much academic. So I'm always trying to make balance, academic way, and but it looks really interesting is important.
Yeah. What about Cornell and Leah? You guys are most of you just like you said that most of you in the collective
Right.
is art teacher, right? Yeah. It based on one the same ecosystem and how that kind of ecosystem shape your approach of artwork or shape your type of artwork.
Can I? Because I want to mention to Sari, sometimes we are also jealous about being independent because you're very flexible. We are this heavy ship of moving sometimes very slowly. We have to check our schedule, where do we have some free time together, and our thoughts are sometimes much faster, much quicker than our daily life allows to act. And therefore, I think because of the way you are doing your art stuff, it's quite cool to you can move on, you can be like this traveling. So if we want to having like we've been 2023 in Indonesia, and therefore we have to check when do we have each time, do we have any other plans? And therefore sometimes it's we're also jealous about this flexibility. But yeah, I think to back to your question, it's it's about thinking also developing and thinking in a group. This idea of being like this teacher being also a pedagogic idea, like sometimes you have to be calm, you have to be respectful for listening to others, you have to be um yeah, you're looking for a consensus. Like you don't can't just do your own thing. You have to deal with other opinions. You have to discuss it, and I think that's quite good. It's necessary for our society um, to to learn about um, being, I don't know the right term, um, having time to listen to each other. So this for sure shapes our artwork. Discussing a lot and yeah, looking for a form together.
I would say also maybe it's teacher part or like the pedagogic kind of part that we kind of aim for doing something together. But because you're a teacher, you always work with other people
Yeah.
as well with your students. You have to be kind of social. That's something that I asked myself. Maybe that's because it's kind of working out for us as a group of friends and as a collective that we kind of are social people. We get a lot out of doing stuff together, I would say, rather than, yeah, because the people part as well, because of the social part. And which is also shaping our, I would say, yeah, work in a way that we're not not only like developing a certain, I don't know, artwork, but we also want to do like workshops, for example, like giving workshops, but also like always trying to get other people to do workshops so we can learn as well. So it's not, I would say not selfish, but it's kind of like we
They
always want to
can,
learn
yeah.
something new as a group. Like we want to bring in new people as well. Like not only giving workshops, but also taking part in workshops. I would say that's also something that, yeah, shapes our group in a way. Um, yeah, and I would also mention that everybody, like every member of our group, has also like their own interests in arts. Like some of us are very into ceramics, others like to paint and draw. We have like photograph people who photograph as well. But then there's like it's like the individual work we do, and then there's the collective work as well. And sometimes they like shape together, but we know that we can do, I think, different things as a group rather than alone. So it's like when we work as a group, we always wanna not only produce an artwork, like do stuff like a festival, so we can like bring in new people other than us as well. I think that's, yeah,
Mhm.
something that shapes our group in a way, I would say.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I just want to ask you that question. Is that any personal works you or your group doing side of the group artwork? But you answer that question first. Okay, that's okay. But when it comes to research or anything for the artwork, how long usually you do the research? Like sudut Kalisat, sometimes we do the research short, but sometimes we need a year to make the theme or the research paper on or the exhibition. And what about you?
I mean, it depends on the topic and
Mhm.
on the how big the thing is in the end. Like for the festival, it needs us a year, but for some smaller projects, because we know each other since 2019 and even before we worked together, but not in this constellation, but we know each other for much more time. And so we know right now what we can handle and which challenge is too big or which um yeah what we can do good or what we where we have some difficult. And so I would say it depends on the project, it depends on the topic. But if we do very intense research, half a year maybe, I think it's necessary to have a lot of time. And we often try to open a new space. So for instance, we work together with a bakery, and therefore we checked a new space. So this is like yeah, having this research in this bakery studio, and also but in the environment. And therefore we need a lot of time because this space is almost new for us. And I think that's the main thing, to get in touch with this space, with this new space, and also with this new audience, because the people there are not a typical art audience. Sometimes they're just yeah, like ordinary people who want to buy
Feedback.
their bread and yeah, and that's I think that's sometimes a difference to present the artwork over there. Yeah,
And I think it's
Yeah.
also because everybody of us, like since last year, really everybody is teaching in the school.
yeah,
So we need to earn our money through like teaching and school, and it's taking up a lot of time and it's very intense because you're working with so many people and so many lives, and it's just a lot. And so that's something that I think we notice. It's it takes a lot of time for our artistic practice besides work where we are doing just like daily life and yeah, surviving daily life. Yeah, because it's we don't like earn money through art, but through the teaching, and that's just yeah. Sometimes it's hard to combine because it's two schedules or like many different schedules because everybody's in a different school and a little bit different located and stuff like that, I would say. And yeah, sometimes like circumstances from outside are playing a big role because you do your research over a longer time, but then sometimes you have to apply to get some funding. And then, it has to be like done in a shorter time. And then it differs a little bit for what you, yeah, want to get out of it. And yeah, sometimes the outer circumstances are also like pushing us like our timeline, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much challenges when it comes to collective works, yeah. While
Mm.
works come first.
yeah.
Okay. And what about Sari? When you are doing research for your photography work, how long it usually takes time?
So it depends on the project, but for the project I did before, so Anthropocene Plastics, I did
Hmm?
before at the Kalisat Tempoe 08, I did. So it's for this now it's not the correct time. I can say how much time I need, but I'm discussing with my husband. He's the professional researcher, so it's not kind of art, but it's kind of research. That's why I need to move a lot of his work. So we discuss with he and discuss the academic papers.
Mhm.
So we read academic papers after work and trying to understand what's happening in this world. So, and yeah, yeah. About research, it's kind of reading the academic paper. It's kind of like this. So now it's actually not so many books and other specific paper and book kind of things, but I go field work and keeping tent and doing shooting photography, and after that I'm reading academic paper with my husband. So this process is now 2 years doing
Two
2 years.
years.
I mean, not every time. It's
Okay,
sometimes doing,
sometimes.
not every time doing.
And
Sometimes
a
can
whole
do.
2 years.
Research
Yes, yeah.
and
Okay, that's very interesting. Meanwhile, sometimes we are doing the research in a short time, but sometimes also there are people who, like Sari, doing the research almost 2 years. Yeah. Okay, talking about residency. So both Sari and Cornell and Leah have been to Kalisat. What what are you missing the most from Kalisat? Maybe Sari first, or Cornell and Leah?
I think the experience in Kalisato is the best thing in my life. Is correct? I think this is a very, very impressive experience for me.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot forget for forever. So I really like local community, as I said, and they are really kind and they are really beautiful, beautiful heart, and they helped a lot for me and everyone, not only for Kalisat community, so many people trying to enjoy the festival, and everyone do their best to success the festival. That is really beautiful. Everyone and go to the stage and everyone singing, and that is
I think
really
were you
beautiful.
dancing?
I dance. Don't please forget it. That's it's kind of embarrassing, but it's really really precious things because as Japan in Japan its population declines, so now local communities are really shrinking. So now, so that's why I really feel Kalisat local community and as an Indonesian people and also foreigner participated the beautiful festival and they enjoyed it. That is a really, really beautiful thing, precious thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure for us to have you here last year. What about Cornell and Leah? What are you missing the most from Kalisat?
I can yeah, only add to Sari, like the way you describe your stay with Kalisat. I think it was the same for us as well. It was a very, very special time in our life. One of the yeah, most beautiful experiences I had and we also had together. And for me, private, but it was just so warm staying with you guys. It was like we came here and it instant felt like friends and family wise, and it was just so the time with you guys was way too short and it was just like not enough. And I think we just learned a lot how you guys work like as a community, as a family, as friends, but also like your artistic practice, how you interact with your neighborhood. I think that was one of the coolest things when we had a very beautiful stay with Abi and you as well before, and they brought us to you guys afterwards. And one of the first things we did was just like going out into the neighborhood and just listen to the stories, and it just felt like yeah, I don't know, like coming home, and it was just amazing that you guys let us into your home, like so welcoming and so warm. That was just very special. And for me, I feel like I often miss this interaction, like back in Austria, like to be rude, but I don't feel like people are like the level of warmth and welcoming and friendly. And that was just like something I wanna like take back home to Austria and Salzburg and to kind of live the same way. And it was just very, yeah, exceptional and nice and amazing. Yeah. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, I mean, you even brought her to write the
Yeah.
master thesis about Surat Kalisat. So she's adding a research about it, and yeah, I want just to say thank you. It was a pleasure. It was so intense. And we were foreigners, yeah, but we felt like very included, like part of this whole system, and this was quite amazing because we're European and came in this country, and then it was so much different in the whole situation. Like the food different, the language difference, all this cultural difference, and then you guys just opened your arms, and we felt totally comfortable in this moment, and just having our own um, yeah, heartwarming. I think it's a good word for it. Family, friends, and this totally living space, living room, where we were included. It was cool and just lovely. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that was a pleasure for us to have both of you here during your coming to Kalisat. And maybe that's the end of our talks. Uh, because today there would be no question and answer session from the audience. We just talks like as usual, as a friend, as a long term friends, long distance friends.
yeah.
And before I end the discussion, Mbak Hana and Mas Hakim would like to give a house tour from the exhibition tour for three of
Ah,
you. Please, Mbak Hana and Mas Hakim.
Oh,
Yeah, so this year we take a topic of pigeon as a main topic for the Kalisat Tempoe Doeloe, and we try so many approach for the artworks, but most of them are drawing and installation. This is drawing, and this is a story about uh, the seeds for the pigeon. This is about sawangan. Sawangan is like maybe Mas Hakim can tell about sawangan and others about the pigeon.
Dapurnya masih Jen.
Beside of
No,
the
question there.
artwork, and we also try to connect the food like usually. So there are some foods that comes from no comes from not comes from but use Dara or pigeon as their artwork. And this is mie burung dara. Uh, and this is the seeds for the uh, pigeon. Anin, try to mention what are those.
Kitchen.
Ya, ya, ngomong.
Halo semuanya.
Hello.
I miss you everybody.
we miss
Miss you so much.
Next.
Okay. Next,
Next.
it's that's the photography approach, just like Sari did about pigeon and Totaan and Sawangan and others. We try to use as many as approach as we can.
Oh ya.
So this is the guest in Kalisat. Chris. Chris is researching about pigeon too and Sawangan and others.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, yeah, of
How
course.
did you guys like, yeah, why pigeons? How did you find like the topic pigeons, or why are pigeons so interesting for you guys?
Okay, so pigeon is very close to people of Kalisat. Uh, they have like culture to bring uh, pigeon and others, and also pigeon used to send news in people in Kalisat, and that's a culture that there is a culture about that in Kalisat, and there is so many differences of pigeons, of species of pigeon in Kalisat. That's why Mas Hakim chose that topic for Kalisat Tempo Dulu this
Nice.
year.
Nice. This is very interesting and very beautiful exhibition.
Mhm.
Mm. And it's very interesting because pigeons are, I think, like, yeah, nearly everywhere are playing like such a big role or are like so omnipresent, like also for us in Salzburg, they're just everywhere. And when you guys first like mentioned that you're doing your research on pigeons, that was really, yeah,
Very
cool
interesting.
because since then you kind of like see pigeons with another eye or like with another approach because you're just making a theme on them or like out of them. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Pigeon.
that's the one point that we know about pigeon, that every part of the world have pigeon. Every country, almost every country have their own kind of pigeon. That's why it makes this topic is very interesting to be talks more and more, and to try to know better about pigeons and other things uh surrounded to it. Okay, so I think that's all for our talks today. Thank you to Cornell and Leah for coming to the talks, and thank you for Sarisiba for coming for talks with us, for sharing about your works, and we hope that maybe one day we can meet again in Kalisat or in another part of the world is okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe uh we hope we can collaborate in any artistic work we are making or in the next future.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
So if anyone come to Tokyo, please contact me. And
I
yeah,
will.
terima kasih.
Terima
Terima
kasih.
kasih. Thank
Sakalangkong.
you. Maybe we can take a picture
A
together first.
picture. Yeah, would be
Yeah.
nice. I would also.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll done and others. Okay. So I will take the pictures. Yeah. On three. One, two, three. I'm not smiling then. Okay. Once more. Okay. Once more.
Yes.
One, two. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Be
Thank you
safe.
so much.
Be healthy out there, Cornelia and Sari. I
Yeah.
hope your works are a big success now in the future, and now in the future.
Yeah, you too. We wish you all
Yeah.
the best.
Thank you for the talk, dear. It was amazing.
Yeah,
You
thank you
managed
for
it
the talk.
very
Means a
well. Thank
lot
you
for
for the
us.
Yeah, it was
questions. And it was also really cool meeting you, Sari.
Yeah,
Very, very interesting. We're gonna check out your Instagram and
yeah,
your photography that you're
yeah.
doing.
Let's
Hopefully,
keep
we can maybe meet as well one day.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
let's
in
keep in
Tokyo.
touch. So Sri
Yes,
country connection is really really beautiful. And
Mm.
yeah, yeah, everyone. Thank you so much. Terima kasih and sampai jumpa. Sam-
Yeah. Sampai jumpa. Thank you, everyone. All the best for
Thank
you.
you
See
for
you.
your
sampai jumpa.
Sampai
Sakalangkong
jumpa.
for everything. We miss you a lot.
Sampai
Bye.
jumpa di Kalisat. Leah, don't cry, Leah.
It's too late. I already did, but I was like going outside the camera and it dropped like a tear while talking about the experience. And then I went in again.
And so, see you next game.
Sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa.
Bye.
See you everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, time is yours for the house. Anin.
Recording stopped.